Thank you. So get your pen out and piece of paper. Here we go, fast. We're flying. If you missed Virginia Opera's Don Giovanni this last weekend at George Mason University's Center for the Arts, you missed a really nice production. Not to worry, though. Virginia Opera is back with Gershwin's Porgy and Bess, April 23 and 25. Among the other productions at GMU are Tao, the Martial Arts of Drumming, March 20 and 21, a Japanese group, and the African Children's Choir, Journey of Hope, on Sunday, April 11. There's a lot more, too. Check them at 703-993-2787, and you can see gmu.edu/CFA. When the musical Chicago ends on March 20 at the Little Theater of Alexandria, LTA, they should pack up the entire show and take it to Broadway. It's that good. In every category. Best thing I've seen at LTA among a lot of good stuff. You've probably seen other versions at the movie and the cast with Velma Kelly, played by Bethany Blakely. She's wonderful. And Roxy Hart is played by Jordan Hogan. And the wonderful sleazy lawyer Billy Flynn is played by Andy Ezequiel. And there's so many other worthy characters like John Keeling, who plays Amos Hart. It's a heck of a show, not to be missed. I think it's one of the best things in Washington in a long time, whether it's D.C. or the suburbs. LTA Chicago, box office 703-683-0496, or check the web, thelittletheater.com. The comedy Shumbale, which sort of means every lovebird needs a nest, is written by Argentinian playwright Oscar Viale. He died in 1994, and translated by Teatro's David Bradley, is now playing at the Gunston Arts Center. It's a very funny story of a newly married young couple living with the wife's family. As a fun show, Shumbale stands on its own. It's funny, showing humorous conflicts with the in-laws, yet the program notes remind us that the artistic work was produced at a dictatorship in Argentina. The father, for example, Roque, played by Livio Donna, as a ruler of the family domain, could be a subtle comparison to the country's dictatorship. Yet it may seem a stretch, but perhaps not to those who lived in that military dictatorships for 50 years. And mass humor is their only release. Teatro's artistic director, Mario Marcel, a fellow Argentino, credits Viale for developing the theatrical movement in Argentina. Wonderful actors in this. I would strongly recommend it. Runs through March 13 at the Gunston. For tickets, 703-548-3092, and the website is teatrodelaluna.org. What a way for the Washington Ballet to start the 2010 season with The Great Gatsby, who is at the Kennedy Center. Unfortunately, the Jazz Age romp ended last Sunday after all too short a run. Dream artistic director Septime Weber, this world premiere features a work of Billy Novick, hit the mark on Weber's choreography, dancing, orchestra, everything. It was a heck of a show. They should bring it back. Call 202-362-3606 for info on things coming up. And by the way, they got a book out, a nice book called Wonderland that they put out. First book they've put out in all these years. So WashingtonBallet.org. You can see that website. Oh my goodness, Dr. Steve Cordell, my associate, had gone down to the Washington Stage Guild, and they're offering a world premiere. Lord Arthur Saville's Crime, adopted from Oscar Wilde's novella and directed by artistic director Bill Lodgett. It's a clever and delicious Victorian romp, Steve says, with Wilde's incomparable wit, well displayed in his customary enthusiastic skewing of the British upper class. Lord Arthur is an amiable twit who has his palm read by a Lady Weddermere and one of the social events. He's informed that he's going to end up being a murderer. Of course, he must get this chore completed before he marries his wife, Lady Jedburgh. His continuing efforts to become a murderer offer rich material for wild satire, and the resolution is quite satisfying. James Conasec is a perfect Lord Arthur, and David Bryan Jackson is positively delightful in his role as Dean of the Chichester Cathedral, a potential murder victim, while Vincent Clark provides spot-on caricature of a butler. The rest of the ensemble includes Tricia McCauley, Laura Gianelli, Lynn Steinmetz, and R. Scott Williams. Several of the cast play more than one role. Anything the Stage Guild really is good. And they're at the new theater downtown for them, new at them. It's 900 Mass Avenue, Mount Vernon Place. And their phone number is 240-582-0050. And their web is stageguild.org. Plays through March 21. So we can thank Dr. Steve Caudle for this review. He's trying to take my job away. And finally, I want to tell you about a new group called Faction of Fools. In my theater reviews over the years, I'm referring now to my friend here, cameraman Matteo from Italy. I referred many times to the art form Commedia dell'arte, which originated in Italy in around the 1500s. Actors would perfect a specific character or a mask, which became their stage career and was very physical. Well, last weekend I saw a live performance of Commedia dell'arte by Matthew R. Wilson at the Harmon Hall in the District. For almost 90 minutes, this young man who studied art in Italy fascinated the audience with very physical comedy, using different masks one after the other, you know. He says his masks represent 12 characters and, as he says, about 1,000 catastrophes. For a young guy, Wilson has a lot of experience under his belt here and overseas. He's played a lot of places. As the artistic director of Faction of Fools, I expect to see a lot of him in the company. The contact number for Wilson and Faction is 1-347-247-0755, and you can check their website, of course. It's www.factionoffools.org. So I finally actually saw somebody who studied this Commedia dell'arte, and I got to check with Matteo later to see what does he think of all this. Anyway, this is Rich Massabny. We ran through everything, but I think if you watch the screen, you can get those numbers and call them up. All good stuff. Thank you.